Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services. Let us discuss today the Hindu newspaper of Bangalore edition. The first article that we are going to see about government is ready for discussion on Manipur issue. Amit Shah tells to the parliament. The ongoing monsoon session of the parliament, there was a big issue happened in India in the month of May, and that triggered the people who started doing a lot of debate in the country. So based on that, the opposition member of the parliament insisting that Prime Minister is supposed to make a suo statement on the situation in the state before the discussion can start. So based on this, Union Home Minister Amit Shah come up with a statement in the Lok Sabha that the government is ready for the discussion on Manipur on the floor of the house as country needs to know truth about the sensitive situation in the state. So here you must understand about the terminology of your Indian polity name called the term called suo motu. Suo motu means relating to an action taken by a court of its own accord, that is known as suo motu. Okay, without any requests by the parties involved, the judicial used to take a call, right? That is your terminology from this particular article. You know very well that what exactly happening in the state of Manipur, and violence is not at all stopped. Day by day it is increasing. The government is coming up with the lot of steps to stop the violence in the state of Manipur. Moving towards the next article, which is related to Supreme Court stays ASI survey at Ganwapi Mosque till tomorrow evening. This context is again, we have seen that in the news related to this. 2022 itself, the Varanasi court come up with a landmark judgment related to this Ganwapi Mosque. Refused to remove advocate, Commissioner Ajay Kumar Mishra, who was appointed for the survey of the mosque, and ordered a survey on the basement of the Gyanvapi Mosque before May 17, which happened during the 2022. After that, that case was like still there on the court. Finally, the Supreme Court come up with an order to the ASI, that is Archaeological Survey of India Department, to maintain a status quo till 5 p.m. on Wednesday. So to provide the Gyanpavi management some breathing time to approach the Allahabad High Court against the Varanasi District Court order. Right, this is the context of the news. Now we need to understand the importance of this particular article. It is a popular belief that this Gyanvapi mosque was built in 1669 by Mughal ruler Aurangzeb by demolishing the ancient Vishveshwara temple. It is worth mentioning that in Sakit Khan's book Yasir Alamgiri, it is mentioned that Aurangzeb had demolished the temple in the year of 1669 by ordering Governor Abdul Hazim. So this case came to the court in the year of 1991, where three persons, okay, come up with a case, and they filed the suit in the court of civil judge, okay, of Varanasi, claiming that this Gyanpavi, this Aurangzeb had demolished the temple of Lord Vishveshwara, and they come up with the building of this mosque. So they wanted to return the land to the temple authority. That is the case. So this is your background related to Gyanvapi mosque. This topic comes under your general studies too. Moving towards the next important article, that the government approves 8.15 percentage interest rate for PF deposits in 2022 to 2023. This is about a hike interest rate of the EPFO, that is Employment Provident Fund Organization. On Monday they'll come up with accepting the recommendation given by the CBT, that is Central Board of Trustees. So increase in the interest rate of deposits in the PF to 8.15 percentage. So this new rate will be applicable for the last financial year as well. Okay, so 8.10 it was increased to 8.15 percentage, and it is going to apply to the last financial year as well. So in this particular article, we need to understand what exactly this EPFO is. Employees Provident Fund Organization, which is a statutory body which comes under the Ministry of Labor and Employment, that is Government of India, and it is responsible for doing a proper administration over the provident fund and pension scheme as well as the insurance scheme for the workforce in the organized sector of the Indian economy. Right, so the corpus of the managing fund by this EPFO, it is around 17 lakh crore and has more than 6 crore subscribers across the country. And the major aim to provide a social security benefit to the workers in the organized sector and ensuring their financial stability and well-being as well. That is the purpose of expanding this EPFO in our country. Moving towards the next article, it is related. Directly we can go to the editorial page. See, two articles. I'm just going to give you the gist what exactly the area to be concentrate. Moving to Before moving towards your editorial part, yes, ISRO to launch PSLV C56 carrying a Singapore's DSR satellite on July 30th. So, according to the report given by the ISRO, the PSLV, that is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle C56, is configured in its core alone mode, similar to that of C55. It will be launched along with six other satellites on July 30th from Sriharikota. So this article like giving you the complete details of the other six important uh, you know other satellites from different countries. So here you need to understand a few information, that is background information regarding this particular article. The first area to be focused is ISRO will be using a core alone variant. Core alone variant. See, PSLV core alone variant means it does not use the solid rocket strap on motors in its first stage for added thrust. Other variants use up to six straps on. This is a technical term. It is why we used to call this particular as a core alone means because it's used for the purpose of flexible launch. So PSLV variants are used depending on the mission requirements. Right, so the PSLV is a flexible launch vehicle which can be triggered with 2, 4 or 6 strap-ons depending on the need. So you can read this article to know about the payloads and the different satellites as well from the different countries. Yes, the first article, it is related to international relations topic, that India's ties with Sri Lanka are bound by the Tamil question. So the joint statement on the economic cooperation between India and Sri Lanka. You know about this is like to do what kind of vision in the future between both the countries. They come up with a title name called Promoting Connectivity, Catalyzing the Prosperity, India Sri Lankan Economic Partnership Vision. So which exactly happened after the meeting of our Modi by the Sri Lankan president in Delhi last week. So remember, Sri Lanka is an important country which is having more relations from the ancient period in terms of religious terms as well. After that, it is one of the important area to be focused by the China to influence more to our country security as well. Right. So how we can strengthen our relationship, like to strengthen the areas such maritime, air connectivity, energy, trade and people to people initiatives. Right. So if you take this 13th constitutional amendment, this revision also revealed a comprehensive plan for the future, right? So lack of conspicuous that is related to the document of this 13th constitutional amendment. This provides for devolution of powers to the north and eastern provinces and for resolving the long pending issues over arrest of the Indian fishes. So that's the area. Okay. So you know about the people who belong to Tamil Nadu used to go there for the purpose of fishing. When they crossed the international maritime border, then they got arrested by the Sri Lankan people as well. And you know about this Sri Lankan Tamil community as well is like having a problem here. It is life of respect and dignity for the Tamil community which who's living in the Sri Lanka. So that is the article is all about. While reading this article, just know about the background of what kind of relationship which has happened from the history towards the contemporary time between India and Sri Lanka. Moving towards the next article, that is an avoidable controversy over sample surveys. So there was controversy recently related to the data collection procedures. In this article, they are completely stating about what kind of improvement can be done in India for the collecting of sample surveys. For this particular article, you need to understand about the three important areas, that is National Sample Survey, National Family Health Survey, and Periodic Labor Force Survey. So related to this only, this article is completely written. So you know about the allegation about many officials throughout our country, the surveys are based on unsound data. So collection framework is misplaced. What kind of improvement can be done in terms of collecting the data which was mentioned in this particular article? Just read and go through it. Moving towards the next one, it is related to Asian, a persistence with dialogue on a trodden path. What exactly we need to understand here? This article, it is related to Asian countries. Asian countries. So all these Asian countries come up with the organization, like kind of a regional organization, right? So you know about multiple countries which is related to the Southeast Asian islands. So here the Southeast Asia is the heart of Indo-Pacific. The 56th Foreign Ministers Meeting (FMM) of the ASEAN, the post-ministerial conference and other related regional meetings held in Jakarta. Jakarta is the capital city of Indonesia in mid-July 2023. So what exactly is the outcome? Because ASEAN has from near and far all major players, the US, China, India, Japan and Russia. All these countries are engaging in the shaping of the strategic contensation in the vast region which stretching from East Africa to the South Pacific. So you need to know the background of this particular Asian, what kind of vision that they have in terms of creating a more opportunities in the Indo-Pacific region. So see, ASEAN means all Southeast Asian countries come up with the association to establish a peaceful cultural and economic growth for the development of the South Asian territory, which was coined and founded in the year of 1967. Headquarters is Jakarta, Indonesia. This is background of this. The working motto of ASEAN is one vision, one identity, and one community. Right. So you need to understand the background of this particular and the ministerial bodies and multiple councils, chairmanship, decision making, everything is there, and the major objective to maintain a strong bond and mutual relationship with the global countries and territorial organizations. Okay, ASEAN also assist member countries in the field of education, administration, technical and professional domains. So these are all the areas to be focused as the objective. Just this particular article is like focusing on the vision and challenges when the war broke out between Ukraine and Russia, what kind of effect and impact that Asian countries have faced, and what kind of way forward can be done in terms of doing development in different fields. Then what exactly the role played by India in terms of this Asian also, where the major area to be concentrate. Just go through this article and have the background knowledge so that it's easy for you to understand. Moving towards the next article related to the topic of, because all the political news, just to ignore it, do not you know yes, this is very important. ICMR, Indian Council for Medical Research, come up with the new initiative. What is that initiative? Yes. argues, ICMR argues for controlled human infection studies because it's very interesting. It's a new model for vaccine and treatment development, promises to be efficient and cost effective. So the technique involves exposing healthy volunteers to pathogens in controlled environment. So this is the first step taken by the government of India to introduce the controlled human infection studies. Very important. It's because it's a new for you as well. First time you are listening to this. Okay, I'll give you the background of this as well. Okay, that is used in many countries around the world for the purpose of vaccine and treatment development. So what is the purpose? Vaccine and treatment development. So a lot of ethical issues are there. Still now, no go area for this CHIS for India, but the ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research Bioethics Unit is set to change this. So now I'll give you the background of exactly what it is. Remember, there was a proposal by the Department of Biotechnology in terms of develop the new influenza vaccines using the controlled human infection model, that is CHIM, or we can call it as studies. So this approach, who take part in trials will be infected under expert supervision with infectious virus or bacteria. Remember, vaccines are traditionally made of a weakened form of a disease which causing virus or bacteria and injected into the body to check the immune system into making antibodies that create immunity against the future infection. Years of this vaccine development have shown that frequently vaccines that work in small groups of people may not always work in large populations. So, the Hyderabad based company Bharat Biotech used the CHIM approach to develop the typhoid vaccines. So, there is a lot of ethical concerns related to this. India is taking the first, you know, step to introduce the controlled human infectious disease for the purpose of vaccine and treatment development. Moving towards the next article, just read the portion of this. As Modi reiterates power devolution in Sri Lanka, ruling party says number 13A. So this article again, it is related to the Tamil issue there in the Sri Lanka, which is related to India as well. Just go through that article and read it, then you will get to know about what exactly the background is about. Moving towards the next article in the business page, what you can concentrate is SEBI eyes instant settlement for market trades next year. Okay, it is related to the SEBI in the news. Remember, I just want for all of the beginners who's preparing for the UPSC examination, just start making a note of the background of what exactly the keyword is, because once you get to know about the SEBI, then it is easy for you to understand in the future whatever the topic comes based on this. So the SEBI is working to implement instantaneous settlements in secondary market trades and is likely to complete the process next financial year. That is the context. So what exactly the SEBI is about? SEBI is a statutory body which was established on April 12, 1992 in accordance with the provisions of the SEBI Act 1992. Okay, so the basic function of the SEBI to protect the interest of investors in the security and promote and regulate the securities market. Okay, that is the important purpose. So the structure of the SEBI consists of chairman and several other who used to work as a part-time members as well as full-time members, and further there was a term called SAT, that is known as Security Appellate Tribunal. Security Appellate Tribunal. Okay, so it's a statutory body which was established under the same act as well. In terms of dispose, hear or appeal against orders passed by the SEBI will be taken care by this particular tribunal. Okay. Apart from that, no other article for the day. just go through. Today I just took the topic and I just explained the context to break to make you understand as the basic, and we'll discuss tomorrow newspaper as well. Take care, stay tuned.